Deontay Wilder's decision. More questions or more answers? We get to that next. Please like and subscribe. Help us hit 10,000 subscribers. Leave us a comment below. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Fights. Really just one dominating story today to get to. Deontay Wilder's decision. LeBron James's decision, it was not. He's not taking his talents anywhere. It was more of a non-decision than it is a decision. We want to get into that. Again, so Deontay Wilder turned down allegedly $100 and $120 million offer from DAZN. 3-fight deal, which would have been Dominic Breazeale, Anthony Joshua, Anthony Joshua in the United States, and then Anthony Joshua in the UK. What did he get out of it, though? Because it seems strange that he's taking I shouldn't say it was taking a one-fight deal. He's taking a fight that will air on Showtime, Showtime Championship Boxing, not Showtime pay-per-view, so it'll be on regular old Showtime. I don't want to guess, but I mean, how much he usually makes? $2 to $3 million? Maybe he'll get 5, and he's turning down 20. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to assume. I can't see him getting more than 5 for this. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like an amazing amount of money to turn down. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Although I'm not Deontay Wilder, I don't tell people to do what to do with their money. It's a really strange decision. I think we can all agree on that. ESPN and DAZN have offered him incredible sums of money. He turned it down to fight Dominic Breazeale on subscription TV, Showtime. On Showtime. I don't understand this decision, and I want to address something first. Nestor Gibbs from the Boxing Voice, obviously big Deontay Wilder fanboy, was saying that this is a decision to stay on pay-per-view and to get a fight with Joshua on pay-per-view aired by Showtime that would make him that would be bigger than Floyd and Pacquiao. I want to address that in 2 ways. First, Wilder could have signed with Top Rank, got a similar deal on ESPN, and had a fight on pay-per-view. So that doesn't make much sense, right? Top Rank offered him a lot of money. He could have went there, opted not to. So it wasn't about it being on pay-per-view and making more money. B, it's not anywhere near a Pacquiao Mayweather fight. It's not as big as a Canelo Triple G fight. It just isn't. It doesn't make much sense. And I want to put this in perspective, right? Because Nestor Gibbs said it could be bigger than Mayweather Pacquiao, and I want to address that because that's it's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Mayweather Pacquiao, they have 4.5, roughly, we'll call it 4.5 million pay-per-view sales. Prior to that, they were both pay-per-view stars. If you look at the biggest pay-per-view sales, of any fight, before that fight, Mayweather was 2 and 3. Pacquiao was on that list. He had done 1 million sales against Cotto. He had done 1 million sales against De La Hoya. He had done 1 million sales against Bradley. He had done 1 million sales against Juan Manuel Marquez twice. So these guys had established themselves as pay-per-view stars. Deontay Wilder has sold 325,000 pay-per-view sales in his entire career in the U.S. Anthony Joshua, 0. This seems, and that number's not likely to change because unless he fights Fury, it's not a pay-per-view fight. So this decision doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Right, because it's not, and Tyson Fury proved that Deontay Wilder wasn't a star when he walked down the streets of L.A. and asked people if they knew who Deontay Wilder. And out of the 20 people, maybe 2 of them knew that name, even knew who that was. Right, like, I don't follow UFC, but I know the name John Jones, right? I know the name George St. Pierre. Sarah, I know these names. I mean, maybe I couldn't pick them out of a lineup, but I know these names. I don't watch hockey, but I know certain names. Even if I can't think of any off the top of my head. Sidney Crosby. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I know that name. I've heard the name. They never even heard of his name before. So he's not a star. if you ask those same people, who's Floyd Mayweather, who's Manny Pacquiao, they would know those names, 100 out of 100, or 99 out of 100. You know, there's always one. So overwhelmingly, they would know those names, both of them, and no one knew Deontay Wilder's name. That's not a knock on Deontay Wilder. He's just not a star like those guys are. It is what it is. Adrian Broner's a huge star. You know, a lot of people know who Adrian Broner is, and he's not that good. No, Wilder's good to a degree, and his star is bright to a degree, but it's not as bright as Mayweather or Pacquiao. But he did 325,000, roughly 325, 340, you know, in that range pay-per-view buys against Tyson Fury, where they kind of split the A side, right? Let's put that in perspective. Canelo against Angulo, early in his career, after the Mayweather loss, coming off a loss, against a no-name B-side, did about that same amount. He did a little over 300 against Angulo. There's not a fight in the world that Canelo could take right now outside of fighting Mayweather that would do anywhere near 2 million pay-per-view sales. Or 4 million pay-per-view sales. That fight doesn't exist, right? Canelo is an infinitely bigger star. Canelo fights nobody when he's 23 years old. And it's as big as Wilder's biggest fight of his career where he splits the headline. Okay, Canelo's an infinitely bigger star than is Wilder. And the numbers bear this out, right? When Canelo went to the Zone, the number one downloaded app was the Zone. Okay? Canelo's star power is real. Canelo's star power is another level. I live in Texas, a lot of big Mexican community. They sit in and they order his fights. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Wilder doesn't move the needle for him. It is what it is. Canelo is an infinitely bigger star, okay? There's not a fight that Canelo could make that would do anywhere near 4 million pay-per-view sales, which is why he moved over to the Zone and got the guaranteed money. So to suggest the idea that Wilder versus Joshua could do anything like Mayweather and Pacquiao did is one of the dumbest comments in the world. Tyson Fury is a bigger star in this country than is Anthony Joshua. If you don't believe me, look up the numbers. Look up the numbers. Look at the ratings of Fury fights versus Joshua fights. Tell me which one does more. Tell me which one does bigger numbers. Tell me which one has better ratings, Fury or AJ. Because it's Fury. When they fought Klitschko, both guys fought Klitschko. Fury's fight did twice as many. His number was twice as big, 1.1 million to just over 600,000 for AJ. Right? When AJ fought Klitschko, there was 600,000 live viewers. When Fury fought, there was 1.1 million live viewers, almost double. Fury's a way bigger star than Joshua. So I have sad news for you Wilder fans. A Wilder-Joshua fight, while maybe bigger in the UK, it's not bigger in the US. The US, you think the US doesn't know who Deontay Wilder is? Ask him who Anthony Joshua is. They have no clue. Right? That fight's not bigger. Okay? He's not going to get more than... Let's look at it. Okay? Let's say I'm wrong, and AJ is a much bigger name than Fury, and that does 500,000 or 40% more pay-per-view buys. 40% more pay-per-view buys in the U.S. than the Fury fight did. Which wouldn't. That's make-believe. It would do about 250. But let's say it does 4. Let's say it did 500. 40% more than the Fury fight did. That's only 40 million pay-per-view revenue at $80 a pop. That's all it is. 40 million pay-per-view revenue. He got offered 40 million to fight AJ. 100% of the revenue of a fight. It wouldn't even hit that number. It wouldn't hit close to that number. It would probably hit half that. It's $40 million. He can't get $40 million. He's not that big of a star. Relative. He's not. He has no track record to prove it. Like I said, Canelo has a track record. Canelo did as many pay-per-view sales as Wilder did against Fury, against Alfredo Angulo, a no-name B-side, where Canelo sells the whole thing without a belt, coming off a lot, all types of it. Canelo's an infinitely bigger star than these guys. And that's what I'm saying, what's a bigger pay-per-view fight? Wilder versus Joshua or Canelo versus Triple G? Canelo versus Triple G. Canelo versus Triple G. It's not even close. Wilder can't do a 1.2 or 1.3 million pay-per-view sales.
Whether it's out,
he can't do it. He can't do it. He's not that big of a star. So again, the decision is mind blowing. There's a couple different options here. You know, Is that it? Is he just getting bad advice like that? Is someone in his ear simply giving him bad advice? Because that's possible. It would be strange because he's got smart people. Al Heyman, Lou DiBella, Shelley Finkel. He's got smart people telling him what to do. It doesn't seem like they would tell him to do that. It's a possibility, though. What's the second option? He doesn't want to fight Anthony Joshua. I don't know why he wouldn't want to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. The money's there. It's $80 million guaranteed because there was a rematch clause. 2 fights, $40 million each one. He doesn't want that money. He wants to fight Breazeale for a few million. That seems really strange. Again, that could be it. He might be afraid of Anthony Joshua. I have no idea. There's C, the contract with the zone, the 3-fight deal, had weird loopholes and outs in it that made it skeptical and it wasn't what it seemed to be. That's an option. But outside of that, I can't. So either the zone's lying, Wilder's getting bad advice, or Wilder's scared. But I can't think of any other options. But let me know what you guys think. Because this decision was more of a non-decision, right? After this press conference, which answered nothing, I have way more questions now than I did before. So he's just going to continue to fight on a 1-fight deal, which is fine. But why turn down that money? When there's nothing, it's not like they offered you only $20 million for each fight. You said, I think I can do more than that. I think I can negotiate split. They offered you $100 and $120 million, and you said no. You have to know that you don't have that kind of star power because you've never made that kind of money in your life. And all of the big name heavyweights are not on your side of the street. They're not on the PBC side. You're going to be fighting Kwanaki and Breazeale and so on. Fights nobody cares about. You think nobody knows who Deontay Wilder is? Go out in the street and ask them who Adam Kwanaki is or Dominic Breazeale is. They'll have no idea. So, again, these are fights that's going to raise his status. He's not going to get famous off beating Dominic Breazeale. He's not going to raise his stock by beating Adam Kwanaki. But this is what he's going to be relegated to fighting. So if the decision is mind-blowingly bad, I said in a previous video that if Showtime offers something close or different, like they offer a 10-fight deal with $20 million a pop, he may take that. A $200 million contract over 5 years as opposed to a $120 million contract over a year and a half. Maybe he takes it. I don't know. There's something about having that money guaranteed to you for years to come that would be attractive. If they could offer something competitive, I said he's a loyal guy. He may stick with Showtime. That may be the reason why he's turning down his own. But they didn't offer him anything. They didn't offer him anything guaranteed. They offered him a fight against Dominic Breazeale. And he's only going to make a fraction to fight Breazeale of what he would have made fighting Breazeale on his own. So this is simply mind-blowing. I hope more unfolds. I hope we find out more. Again, I have 3 options. None of those 3 options, the zone lied about the contract. And the contract isn't as set in stone. It's not as stable as you may think. It's not a real $100 million guaranteed. Wilder's scared of AJ. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. It could be. All 3 of these could be, but none of them really add up. Those are the only options out there. So, again, or maybe I'm wrong. If you see another option, if there's something else out there, is he getting bad advice, which is possible? Is he scared of Joshua, or was the zone offer not what it seemed to be? Was it not what it was advertised to be? I don't know. It seems like any of those could be real, but again, there's none of those really make a ton of sense either. But let me know what you guys think. Or give me another solution, another idea, another alternative that makes sense of this. Because right now, I'm as confused as anyone could possibly be. This contract, this press conference, this announcement made 0 sense to me. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Let me know what you think. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. For 3D Boxing, from Texas to the world, this is Tuesday Night Fights. Signing off, saying thank you, and God bless.
Enjoy 3D Boxing vlog videos? Show us some love by clicking the like button. Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3dboxingvlog.com is also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.